All right, welcome back to the Late Start Racing channel. Today we are going to start on my dead me, 2004 Ford F-150 project vehicle. This is going to be the shop truck. So we have the 1 ton, insert 1 ton, that we tow everything around with. This truck is going to be the shop truck. So this is the truck that we'll use to go get parts, haul things around in the bed or whatever. And it's just used, I guess, for the general shop stuff that we won't use the 1 ton for, which 1 ton's for hauling trailers and hauling cars places. So I bought this this past spring, maybe. So like, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 7 months ago or whatever. This is a, I bought this in Maine, but this truck is from Texas. This was actually at Fort Hood last, owned by a serviceman. Who drove it all the way up to Maine and left it. Traded it for a Subaru, drove Subaru back to Texas. Decided he didn't want to be in Maine after one winter, which is fine. I understand. It's not easy up here. So yeah, so I bought it, and it's not perfect, that's for sure. It has some issues. It has the 5.4 Triton engine, which if you don't know, can be a ticking time bomb. Literally ticks before it becomes the bomb. So it is just starting that now. So we've got to get in the engine, figure out what is actually bad in there before we move on and fix it. So we got to figure out what's wrong with it first before we fix it. We'll likely do a bunch of general maintenance stuff that you're supposed to do on these: timing chains, cam phasers, oil pumps, probably all the lifters, maybe the camshafts if we have to. If we have to do the camshafts, we might put something in there that's a little bit more fun, has a little better idle to it. There's a few different things available, a few different types of cams available: Ford Racing hot rod cams, Detroit rocker cams, the Howard's Rattler cams, all designed to just make noise, like the Big Thumper line from Comp Cams. So just make some good noise, a little bit extra performance, and put a tune in it. But that's basically it. So we don't want to drive this thing very much yet because it has that engine issue. And then you can see it's lifted. It's got some big wheels and tires on it. It's got a big lift. There's an awfully large gap here. This was actually even bigger, believe it or not, when I first got it, because it has a FabTech 6-inch coilover lift in it, and that was cranked all the way down. This thing was up against the bump stops, dead X going down the road, and believe it or not, it didn't wear the tires. It went down the road straight like that. I figured that out when I went to jack it up for the first time, and the arms didn't drop at all. Wound the coils down. This is actually the 6-inch lift. The rear, you probably still see, is quite high. You could throw more than a few cats through that gap back there. So we need to attend to that. It's got lift blocks and a spring combination to match the front the way it was. So this is going to be the project. One of the other projects, I should say. So we got Gramps 944 land speed car. We got Brooks 1970 MGB GT. We've got my 1993 Ford Probe GT. And we've got this unit too. And there'll likely be some others that we'll add on. But those are the projects we're going to start with. So today we're going to go through and we're going to wash this thing up. We're going to get the undersides all cleaned up, and we're going to get the engine bay all clean because I don't like working on things that are dirty. And we're going to do some preventative maintenance underneath. So it's going to get all sorts of new suspension parts, brakes, and everything, just standard stuff. And we're going to clean up the frame and all the components. So we're going to try a rust inhibitor I haven't used before, or rust converter. So, you know, the acid, I can't think of the name, insert name. We'll put it on the frame, and then we'll put chassis black on it, so an alkali black enamel on the frame and all the steel components, and then we'll probably put some undercoating on it and we'll do some fluid film inside of everything because we live in Maine. And if I want to drive this in the winter and have it for more than a year or two, we're going to have to do that, or it will quickly start rotting because it is a very clean Texas truck. All right, so what we got to do is this thing sets a lot at Gramps here, so at the Late Star Racing headquarters. It hasn't been running a while. Grant's running the mower in the background. He's getting that cleaned up, putting it away for the winter. So we got to hook battery up because I unhook it just to make sure that, you know, it's not dead all the time. So we get a little look inside here. I've already got a whole bunch of parts that we're going to be putting on it. It's got camo and stuff in here. You know, this isn't really quite my thing, but it could be your thing. So that's awesome. So actually, if you have a Ford F-150 of this vintage and you like these, you message me, I will send these to you free of charge. You can have it. Look, we got a little center unit there. We got the upper unit. It's even got the back. Can you see that? Yeah, it's got that back unit too. I don't know if there's anything in the back doors. I can't open them because it's got the typical Ford thing where you can't open the back doors. But okay, and we have the tool that we need. Not quite vice grips, Derek. If you're listening, I imagine you're not. But we have to use some pliers to get the hood propped, or popped, not propped. And then I have to remember how to do this one. There we go. Oh. Okay. Well, we're going to use my head to do this. There we go. Put my head into it. That's using your noggin. All right. So we got the Super Start in here, and it does have a go handle. Again, I watch way too much Vice Grip Garage. You're probably going to notice that. So we'll put that on and hope for the best. It's got a brute force cold air intake for whatever that's worth. If I remember, oh yeah, this is a fun one. This unit has eaten through the intake. That thing has been sitting there, vibrating all over and cut right through there. And that filter could probably use a change. But yeah, this is what we're going to clean up today. We're going to get this all cleaned up so that when I dive in here and start working on this, you know, it's nice and clean. Because why not? We have the time, we have the equipment. Let's get it figured out. Oh, that must be the hood prop. That must be it. Let's install that for the time being. Well, I don't know if we'd put that there. Right about there. That looks good. Well, maybe. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, here we go. All right, let's see if this thing starts. Oh, I don't know if I have keys. We might not have keys. Nope, we don't have keys. Hold on. All right, so we got some keys. Let's see if this thing starts. I imagine it will, but it's hard telling, not knowing. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Actually started up really well. It sounds really good too. Yeah, this thing had one of these edge. At first, I was a little bit nervous because of the cold air intake, and this thing, thinking it was cold air intake in a tuner. But I actually looked this up. This thing is actually was just put on here likely because the tires are so big, and then this you can put in your tire size, your gear ratio, and it will tell you it plugs into the OBD2 and it feeds back and gives you the right speed going down the road, which is kind of cool. Yeah, all right, we're running. So I don't know if you can hear it. Doesn't seem to be making the noise right now, but it will make the tick sound that these make, which is always great. But yeah, I'll give you a little once over on the suspension. It's got coilover. See, it's all nasty down there. We got to clean that up. It's got FabTech coilovers. Now you can hear it. You hear that tick. So this has actually got leaf springs and blocks in it. So this block here is for the lift kit, and they added a re-arch spring to get even more. But I mean, look at this thing. It is clean for Maine. I mean, this thing is really nice. It's got 113,000 miles on it, if I remember right. It's got a Flowmaster on it. We'll do something different with that. We'll probably put some long tubes on it and probably do something kind of similar for exhaust, something simple. But we're going to do all new brakes on it. We're just going to go through and just freshen it up. Could use it. I mean, it is clean. There isn't any rust in those arches. This was a normal Maine truck. If this had been in Maine its whole time, all that would be gone. And we do have a parts truck here. That's where we got the cap. I don't want a cap because Maine winter, winter you have snow, so you can store stuff in there, lock it, and it'll be nice and dry. You can hear the tick now, pretty good actually. So we got a parts truck, which actually has a pretty good motor in it. It's actually fairly rust free. It's from Connecticut or Rhode Island. Guy just drove back and forth to down East Maine in Lubec from his home down in Connecticut. So it's got a lot of highway miles, but well taken care of. But yeah, we got some really ugly looking tint that we got to take off there. Get that cleaned up. We got all the door glass out of this unit. We got a whole, there's a whole, whoops, it's locked. Maybe we can get it on the other side. Let's see. Yeah. So we got a whole black interior in this one, which we're going to be putting. Look at that, I found some more parts I got already. This whole interior is going to go in the shop truck. So we're going to get rid of that tan on tan and tan paint on tan interior. We're going to put a nice black interior in there. But it's this truck is actually pretty good for Maine anyways. The cab's all pretty good, but the frame, brake lines are already popped and the frame is so, and it has 200 and I don't think we can see. Yeah, because the battery's not. But I think it's 250 or 260,000 miles on this, or maybe 290, somewhere in there. Crazy though. But it has the long block only has 80,000 miles on it from a Ford dealership that redid it. Oh man, I just got in the puckers. Look at those; they're all stuck in me. All right, so let's get this thing moved over into place and let's get cleaning. All right, so let's get this thing, get the hood pop. We're gonna have to get a bigger stick. We need a bigger stick. Oh, maybe we don't. Oh, that's dangerous. I bet you. Well, maybe that'll work. Oh man, I got in the puckers. I got stuff stabbed in me everywhere. I'll tell you. That doesn't feel so. Oh man, they're stuck in my boots and everything. What on earth? They're stuck in everything. Man alive. All right. So I would say I need something to stand on to get up, get in there some, and then yeah, that'll be great. Let's see. All right, so we're going to try to get some of this plastic out of here so I can clean up the spots that to clean up the spots that I need to do the engine parts. So we got trim tool, and these are those fun Phillips head units, which I don't think is going to come out the way it normally does. So we're gonna take them out with some brute force, because I can already tell if someone's been in here. We have quite a collection of this junk as far as new trim pieces that Gramp and I have acquired over the years from different places. And the stuff is so cheap now. Obviously it comes from overseas, but Amazon, you got all sorts of really good kits that you can get for different trim pieces and different widgets and what have you that you need. Cotter pins. Oh, the cotter pins are the ones that I bought in kits aren't that great. You got to be careful, obviously, with some of that stuff. There we go. We broke that one legit. All right, so there's that piece. Get him out of the way. Now I really want to take this out, which I don't think is going to come out without taking the fan off, which I don't think I have time for today. So I think we're just going to have to clean it as good as we can with the access that we do, because I'm losing daylight. And this is not a two-piece unit, which if it were, then we'd be able to get it right out without an issue. So yeah, I'd have to take the fan off, which, I don't know, we might be able to do that. We'll put this in the pickup bed. That's where all the parts go to die at this point. Alright, I'll put that back there. So, I don't know. Let's see. Is that... That's all it would take to take the fan off. Okay, I think we're going to try it. We'll bonk that with a hammer. Definitely need a serpentine belt. We won't need these tools. We'll need a 9 or a 10 mil to get that unit down there. Set these tools aside. Now go get a big adjustable so I don't have to actually know what I'm doing. And then we'll whack that thing. Okay, so we got a big wrench. We got a hammer. And we're going to take a look down in here. So engine rotation. Engine rotates counterclockwise, looking at the front of the engine. Rotates this way. So I've got to hit it the same way, I think. I'll probably get it wrong, and you all can laugh at me until I get it right. I don't have the actual, or Grant doesn't have the actual wrench for this, neither do I. Well, if I had the patience, I could find the right exact size wrench, but, and then we're gonna whack it. Nope. Well, this is going to be more difficult than I thought. Well, let's just make sure I got this right. So if the engine rotates this way, pulls air that way. So this is going like this. The engine's rotating into it. So it always wants to be tightening. So I should be undoing it going this way. Yeah, that should be right. Well, let's see if I can't get something stuck in a place that I shouldn't. I know there's air hammer things for this, which... Oh, I did get it loose. I did have it loose the whole time. What on earth? Look at that. Would you just look at that? Yep. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Alright, we'll get that out of there. So it did work. I just wasn't paying attention enough, I guess. Drop that in there, which is always the fun part about doing these. I like electric fans. I'm a big fan of electric fans. Okay. Ah! falling. All right. So let's see. I grabbed a whole bunch of sockets. Definitely not 10mm, like I probably said. But I think it's 5/16, and I was right. Okay, we got a wee little ratchet here. Should do the trick. A little quarter drive. I should have grabbed the electric ratchet, the M12 electric ratchet. Would be done a lot quicker. And I am trying to hurry because we're running out of daylight. Oh, I don't think this ratchet is doing so hot. And I hope this comes out with all this other bracketry in here. Sometimes these things can be a real bear to try to get out. Wow, this ratchet is just not happy, is it? Well, Gramps probably had this ratchet for like 20 years, so it's probably done the job 1,000 times, 10,000 times, who knows. Almost, come on. Come on, got it. Okay. Now let's see if this is gonna be a nightmare like it usually is. Gotta get in there. So it has to clear one thing or the other. If we can, it's gotta get out of here somehow. There we go. Clear that one. Oh boy. I don't know if that was the right one to do first. I think I'm pretty much jammed right in there now. This thing I think has to come out, but holy cow, there's like stuff all over that. I wonder if that came out first and maybe went down. If we can get this back in there like that. Get this side out first. Put that down. I don't know. It comes out. I don't think it comes out of there like that. I think this has to come out. Oh boy. Yep, that fell back down in. Alright, so this has to come out. Should have seen that. Need a couple of ratchets. That's 10mm, and those are like 15. Okay, so we are back with more tools. See how many of those we can lose in here. I'm going to disconnect this battery real quick. There's some stuff that's on. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to get this bolt loosened up. That holds the intake. Okay, that's enough of that. And then I guess 15. This is one of those like close stuff. Half metric, half imperial Fords. I don't know if they're all like that, but seems like 90s and 2000s. They all have metric and ooh, what else is that mount? What am I missing? Oh yeah, that's just gonna definitely should have got ratchet. Gramp doesn't have ratcheting wrenches in these sizes, so I didn't grab anything else. Yep, there we go. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get it. someday. Seeing my open end wrench skills today. Looking pretty weak. Oh, it's painful, isn't it? Not quite enough. And hopefully I didn't ding the radiator all up with the fan already. Messing with it while it's down inside this shroud. Oh, almost lost the wrench. So, see this bracket down in here. This guy, I gotta get him out. Put the nuts in my pocket. And then maybe that'll come out of there. There we go. Got something out of there. Alright, maybe this will come out of here now. Ooh, let's see. I feel like that's going to tip over, but... keep the fan from... keep the fan from running into everything. Get to this. What am I into? Nothing. Oh! There we go. Alright. Alright, put this in the back. That'll make a huge difference. I think that's all we're going to take out. Oh yeah, look at this. There we go. And that's all the nasty that we want to clean up. Because we've got to take the whole front of this engine off to do timing chain, cam phasers. Oh, of course, this is overhead cam. Cam phasers here, and timing chains all the way down, and then an oil pump down below. Plus, if we end up doing long tube headers, if I feel that stupid to mess with the manifolds on this thing, we're gonna need to get down in there some more too. So, all right, let's get to washing this thing. So we're gonna do this a little different. Usually, I would spray this down first with hot water, get everything kind of moving around or whatever. We're gonna spray this down with Purple Power first because we are strapped for time. So we're gonna spray all this down, hose it down. We're gonna do 2 rounds of that probably. So we'll get going. All right, so I got my trusty bug sprayer with my Purple Power, and we are just going to let it eat. We want everything to get a nice healthy coating of this. Everything. One thing about pressure washing these engine bays, which I've learned over the years, is the sound deadening and heat deflector fabric-y material that is back there on the firewall gets tore up something awful when you're running the pressure washer in there. So I try to stay away from it. Sometimes I get it. It makes me upset when I do, because then it looks like hell after. Same thing goes for any of these coolers. That'd be a transmission cooler or the radiator itself, especially the turbo nozzle or this whole under hood thing. You gotta just be gentle with that stuff because it gets all raggedy and everything after. So you gotta give it a little love from afar, or it's going to turn into a hot mess. We'll end up taking the hood off this thing when we work on it anyways, but we're in here. All right, we need more pumps. Pump. Right. There we go. That's like downtown right there, I tell you. We gotta get that sauce up in everything. So yeah, we gotta get all up in here. Make sure we get this real good, because we're gonna be up in there getting everything, and we're gonna end up doing some rust proofing on here. We're gonna be repairing some brakes, all new tie rod ends, inners, outers, ball joints. I bought pretty much everything from Detroit Axle already. I really like Detroit Axle. The price point is nice compared to stuff that I would buy locally anyways. That doesn't seem to do or be really any better per se. So I save my money and I buy stuff from them, which would be cool if we could get a sponsorship from them somehow, maybe an affiliation, I don't know, something like that. Let's set you down here. You see, watch some more of this good stuff. We'll get everything covered real good. We'll end up putting rust converter, on the frame in here. These shocks are blown to hell. I got seal kits for them, rebuild kits, oil and everything to rebuild them. I have no idea what they're actually like to drive on per se, because like I mentioned before, I only drove this when the thing was completely dead X, and it was terrible. So, well, because it was solid suspension, it wasn't doing anything. It was like static lift versus static lowered, I guess would be the alternative. Get these tires real good. It's always fun when you do the tire. You do the tire and then it turns that kind of orange color there. You can see the road film melting off them. I don't like Armor All on anything. I just like to clean it with the degreaser, and then they look really sharp after. Because they're like just really clean. All right, so we got to get all up underneath here. Get the frame up in here some. This actually has a reman transmission in it already from Jasper, for what that's worth. I've never had one. It's just really good, I know that. So from the little bit that I drove it or dared drive it, we gotta do the same job on the other side underneath. So I think that's a positive. I don't know. Transmissions are known to go in these things too. Can't really see what I'm doing. Not helpful. I'll just spray everything. Okay. Just for fun, we're gonna spray the other wheels and tires. It's always fun. Oh yeah, see, it gets all brown all immediately. I love that. That's when you know what to do and stuff. Oh, we'll get this black here. We're just going to get out of hand. We're going to run out of daylight. We'll do this unit. So the nice thing about this stuff, you put it on any rubbers or any black plastic too. And it has a tendency to take the chalkiness out of it. You know, look. It's got some aftermarket tow mirrors on it. Apparently it's a Yeti Ford too. No idea. I guess that's a thing for aftermarket anyways. Oh yeah, we're giving it the sauce here now. I know the roof has got like some growth on it. Come around. Pump it, or pump it. Alright, we gotta do a suspension back here because we gotta change that out. And we're going to do brakes. And I think this rear end is weeping. So we'll get all this stuff covered. Ooh, the inside of that wheel and tire. Yeah, there we go. We'll just spray everything back here. It's going to be great. Why not? We're here. Oh yeah, I get that. Get this rubber on that unit. We won't like wash it today. We'll jazz it up a bit, you know. I'm not sold on these fender flares. Feel free to leave a comment if you think it should have the flares or not. I'm kind of impartial to the factory ones myself, but I don't know. Most people in Maine, they put these flares on because the because the fender's rotted out right here, and they can just cover it up so they can go get an inspection sticker. Which in Maine we have to have inspection stickers to drive stuff on the road, unless it's registered as an antique. But then there's rules about when you can drive it, how much you can drive it. Insurance is different and stuff, but it can be a good way to save a little money and time. And I don't know, the inspection thing, if your car should be like safe to drive on the road, so it's not really good if you're doing antique, just so that you don't have to get a sticker. But there are some advantages for registering it and insuring it. Anyways, all right, we keep spraying. We're gonna get all this black because I'm already overkilling this thing. You have to rinse off my camera stand there. It's gonna be all nasty. Oh yeah, the roof. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, there we go. The roof is covered with nasty stuff. We'll give it a little love. Well, let's get the stand over here. And oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's got some goo from sitting. Which this thing sat for, I think it sat for a year and a half at the gentleman that had it before me. He's waiting for a title for it. In Maine, you need titles. You need titles for anything 25 years and newer. But after 25 years, you don't need a title anymore. So he's waiting for a title from Texas on this. All right, that's enough. We're not going to get anything done if we don't get going soon. Okay. Let's switch over to blast. Okay, here we go. All right, so we gotta get this thing heated up. Takes a while for the burner to heat up. It's going, doing stuff. So we got the turbo nozzle on here, so it's kind of a, oh, we're leaving parts places now. It rips and tears, so it gets takes stuff off pretty good. But again, you can get yourself in trouble real quick with these coolers and stuff. You gotta stay away from those. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing and I just get in there and bend the fins, and then it's just not good. So we'll switch between different nozzles depending on what we're doing here. And then the sound deadening on the back of the firewall there, that stuff gets tore up really easy too. We'll use this mainly on the front of the engine and all the greasy stuff underneath. All right, it's pretty hot now. We'll get our stand so we can see what we're doing. Well, I can't quite see. Oh, hey. Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, let's spray everything down again. All right, I don't know if I can take you with, I'm gonna spray down the roof because the roof is pretty ugly. And why not? Let's get this going. Man, it's already looking better. Looking all clean. I know it's darker than pocket. You can't see anything. Let's go. It does look sharp all wet though. Looks pretty good. Wheels and tires cleaned up. We got that giant lift in the back. You just take this and boop, a little bit. Like I said, front's already jacked all the way down, which is okay. I don't really want a bigger tire than that. Have to deal with it. They're expensive too. So, all right, let's go. Let's spritz the roof and see how good it can look. We got a pump. Let's get up on top. Ready? There's the roof. Uh-oh. I think we might be froze. It's getting cold. Or it's plugged. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Look at that. Yeah, we got ice forming on the roof. Get the hood covered with some good stuff. All right, let's spray everything down again. We're gonna have to call it quits because we're just gonna start freezing stuff up. So we're gonna give everything a healthy dose of the purple power in here. Mix 50-50. Oh, gotta get that stream narrow or broadened up a bit. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's the broadcast. Let's get everything again. Like I said, it'll be in the front of this motor and all up in there. All up in there. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be better than it was. Get all down in there on the frame, all that good stuff. We'll give everything a once over in here again. Basically any place where I gotta go, I want to get as clean as possible so that we can, one, we can paint this stuff up, and two, running out of purple power. I don't mind getting dirty, but if I don't have to, if I can just be clean while I'm working on something, I will. Why not? There we go. We gotta get underneath here again. Oh. Get as much as we can. Sometimes I take it's still got the back body on it, so we're not gonna do it, but when I go to actually do the frame on this thing, we'll take the pickup bed off, and then we'll put a chain on the back of the frame, and we will we'll lift the whole back of the truck up in the air, so it's like at a 45-degree angle, and just wash everything right down. Clean the frame out. You wash it out from the front to from the back to the front. It's a good way to get those things real good and clean. And I realize there's silicone all over this rear end, which means that the axle tubes leak, which is not great. So I'm not quite sure what the fix for that is. I know it's a thing. Silicone, I don't think is doing it in this case really, but well, something we'll have to figure out. Stand out of the way. Sauce all this up again. think we're out of purple power. Alright. There we go. Alright, we're going to get the pressure washer fired back up, heated back up. We're almost out of daylight, so not going to bring you around that much anymore. We're just going to get it done, and maybe it'll be like a time lapse. You'll just see stuff going all over. Can't quite see. Oh, 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 oh. Be careful falling off this thing. Get a stand. Oh, we got wet. got quite wet. See if I can't dry you off. Alright, let's finish this side. Oh, we're slushing up, we're freezing hard. The ground is turning into a skating rink. I am gonna be in trouble here pretty quick. It's a problem when you start these projects late in the day, in the fall, or in the fall. Well, I think technically winter is this, well, whoa, you saw it. I almost fell down. Oh, look at all that goodness come out of there. Then you gotta rinse it all off. The whole thing's all covered with it. What in the world? You gotta flush it all off. Alright, I gotta stop doing that. I keep getting it everywhere. Alright, especially before I fall on my face. Just out of the way. Alright, I think that's probably enough. That's probably enough, huh? Do you think that's enough? I think that's probably enough. I don't even know. Am I still on? I'm still on. I'm still working.